Welcome to Comic Power. I am your host, Comic Killer 72. This segment today is called Wicked Wednesday. If you didn't know, Wednesday is the new release for new comics that come out every week. This will help you pick the best comics that are dropping in terms of readability, speculation, etc. April 2016 was one of the most competitive months I've ever seen in the comics industry, and May is pretty strong as well, and DC Comics is giving us Batman Beyond number 12. If you don't like Batman Beyond, you need to check your pulse, because this future dystopian Batman is awesome. And he's capeless, so he kind of looks like Black Panther, doesn't he? I guess it's coincidence. Next up is Unfollow number 7. I can't stop talking about this book. It's excellent. It's published on DC's Vertigo line. It's the story of a dying social media billionaire who's going to leave his fortune to 140 random characters, or whoever is left alive at the time of his death. So it's sort of like The Amazing Race meets The Hunger Games. If your local comic shop is not carrying this book, please ask for it by name and have them order it for you. It's a very addictive read. Next up is the graphic novel DMZ. This is a dystopian story in which a photojournalist lands a gig in what was the former New York City, now known as DMZ. It's a very dangerous place. This graphic novel collects the first 12 issues of the series. It's very powerful stuff. You should pick this up. Now over at Marvel Comics, they're going to give us Star Wars, and nothing but Star Wars. It's going to be May the 4th. That is officially Star Wars Day. As you can see, it's a play on words like May the Force be with you, May the 4th be with you. Get it? Yeah, it's a pretty lame joke, but we've been running with this for a long time now. So in honor of May the 4th, Disney, which owns Marvel, which owns Star Wars, is giving us a whole bunch of reissues and reprints, such as Star Wars number 1 from 2015. So they're going to reprint this, and they're only going to charge you $1. They're also going to be reprinting Darth Vader number 1 from 2015, and once again, it's only $1. And the coolest one is this 1977 reprint of the original Star Wars, and you guessed it, only $1. You're so smart. I've been very critical of Marvel lately, but this $1 tribute is awesome. They deserve all the praise in the world for it. A little kid can walk into a comic store and actually buy a comic with their own money and actually be able to afford it. They're also going to do a $1 reprint of Chewbacca and the other stories, but those are the cool ones I already showed you. Don't worry about the other stuff. Besides Star Wars, Marvel has some other cool books, such as Black Panther number 2. Issue number 1 was the biggest selling comic of April, and people are really excited for Black Panther due to its inclusion in the upcoming Avengers, well, Captain America, but it's really an Avengers movie, if you want to call it that way. Civil War. Issue 2 has some very strong variants, such as this one and this one. These things look amazing. You're going to have to take out loans just to buy comics now. Next up, Marvel is giving us The Punisher number 1. This is an ongoing series, and it was backed by popular demand due to his success in the Daredevil Netflix series. And man, is that show good. In the 90s, we got over-punished. They gave us the Punisher regular series, the Punisher War Journal, the Punisher Armory. It got really, really crazy, and they just really overexposed the character. Now they peeled it back, and one strong title was enough for the Punisher, because he's always been beloved since he was first introduced in Spider-Man issue 129 in 1974. Of course, Marvel just can't help itself. So they're going to do a Daredevil Punisher miniseries, and this is issue number 1 of a 4-part series. The Netflix TV show is so awesome, people just want more of their interaction in the comics. Next up is the Thunderbolts number 1. This is Marvel's answer to the Suicide Squad. Instead of being led by Rick Flag, this team is led by Bucky Barnes. And just like on the Suicide Squad, it's a bunch of reformed villains that are going to carry out heroic actions, and very dangerous actions indeed. Now would be a good time to be finding Hulk number 449. It's the first appearance of the Thunderbolts back in 1997. Hulk smash. I believe the Thunderbolts are going to be a Phase 4 Marvel project, so this book could explode. Next up is X-Men 92 number 3. This is the book that has the look and feel of the X-Men animated series of the early 90s. So if you have nostalgia for this era, you can get your fix here with this series. Next up is my favorite part of the show, where we do a report on the indie scene with small publishers. Dynamite Comics gives us King's Quest number 1. This is where they're going to join together some pulp fiction heroes such as Flash Gordon, the Phantom, Mandrake the Magician, and Prince Valiant, all in one story. And what's being labeled is a disastrous intergalactic rescue mission. Some of these characters, like Flash Gordon, predate Superman. That's how long they've been around. Also from Dynamite, we're getting Smosh #1. If you're not familiar with Smosh, it's a YouTube comedy channel that has 22 million subscribers. I expect for it to be a surprise hit because the print runs on Dynamite are pretty low. And if even 1% of the people that subscribe to the channel buy the comic, it could be a major sellout and go up in value pretty quickly. Next up, our friends at IDW Comics has given us Judge Dredd Mega City 2. This is a collection of some of his greatest hits and greatest storylines all combined in one comic book. So if you're a Dredd fan, this is the book to get. It's only going to cost you $1. That is the cover price. That's pretty neat. The report is not complete unless we got submissions from Image Comics. First up is The Discipline #3. This looks like a mashup between 50 Shades of Grey and the horror genre. I'm really digging this book. It's an intriguing dark fantasy tale. Next up is The Walking Dead issue #154. The TV show has been on for 6 seasons. It has not jumped the shark. The comic book has been out since 2003. It too has not jumped the shark. This is excellent storytelling. You should be picking up The Walking Dead every month without exception. Next up is Rat Queens #16. If you don't know about this series, just imagine if you took Lord of the Rings and mixed it with the movie Bridesmaids, and that's what you have. It's absolutely hilarious. There were rumors of cancellation, but that's not true. This series is still continuing. Next up is one of the most underrated comics out there, Wolf #7. Just imagine if you took True Detective and mixed it with Neil Gaiman's Sandman. That's what you have here. It's a fantasy horror crime saga. That has a lot going on, but it's really good. That brings us to our speculation pick of the week, and that would be Renato Jones, the 1% #1. The premise of this story is that the majority of the world's wealth is handled by 1% of the super elite, and Renato Jones is the vigilante that's going to make them pay for their crimes. This book has crazy buzz, and it probably will sell out real fast at your local comic book store. So you better get there early on Wednesday or add this to your pull list now. And last but not least, we're getting Valiant's 4001 AD. This is expertly written by Matt Kent and supremely drawn by Clayton Crane. This is the start of Valiant's big summer crossover with all their titles doing on 4001. And yes, they're referring to the year 4001, where it's a future where Japan is an island that's floating in the sky, and Rai is its protector. The stuff Valiant is putting out is beyond comics. It's top flight science fiction. You should be on board with this. That's about it for today. Thank you for watching Wicked Wednesday, where I review all the new comic books for a new comic day. Be sure to follow my blog at comicpower.net. On social media, follow me at facebook.com/comicpower.net and comicpower-universe.tumblr.com. And don't forget twitter.com/comicpowersub. I also sell comics on eBay at this link. This is Comic Killer 72 for Comic Power saying bye-bye. And don't forget to share this video, click on subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and tell everyone you know about this channel to help it grow. Thank you for your support.